Welcome out to another episode of It's All Been Done Before. This week we have another Meet the Cast. We're sitting down with Addie Peelle, our youngest cast member who is still in high school. We're going to talk to her. Before we begin, though, lots of people to thank. First, let's thank Circle 270 Media, a network that we're a part of here in Columbus, Ohio. They're pretty awesome. Check out Circle 270 Media. We also need to thank Mad Lab Theater, our host site. We just had a live show there yesterday. Our next one will be on Saturday, September 9th at 5:30 p.m. Go to madlab.net/tickets to get a ticket for our next show. Or go ahead and check out Countertop, which is the show running right now at Mad Lab, which is also pretty neat. But our biggest thank you goes to It's All Been Done Presents, our parent network that we are a part of. We love them so much. They have all kinds of programming, podcast, written work, video series, and more. This week, I want to highlight It's All Been Written, which is a short story contest we did for the first time this year. 4 winners were chosen. 5 stories were released, including one by Jerome Wetzel, the network creator. So head on over to IABDpresents.com, look under the written work page, and you'll find It's All Been Written. They're really good stories, but they're all short. I think the longest is like 20 pages. So you'll get lots of different variations on the theme, I Knew You Before the Fall of Rome. Also, go to our website, itsallbeendoneradiohour.com. Support us on Patreon with patreon.com/IABD. Lots of great bonus stuff for the network and the radio show in particular. And now enjoy It's All Been Done Radio Hour. Meet the Cast with Addie Peelle. So welcome out to another Meet the Cast episode of It's All Been Done Radio Hour. Woo! We are here today with the final member of our original troupe, Miss Addie Peelle. Woo! She is also the youngest member of our troupe. Woo! How old were you when you started the show?
14?
14, wow. Okay, so yeah, you were quite a bit younger than most of the cast members.
Just, half the age of at least everyone.
No, we've got some people that are like early 20s. We had somebody else that was a teenager, although I believe she's not anymore.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So, yeah, you're not too far. We've got a range.
I'm making it up there now.
So, before we talk about your involvement in the show, what got you started performing?
Well, I'm Amanda's sister, and Amanda's friends with you. So I like theater a lot. I'm very involved in my school theater, so she was like, hey, you should do this thing, try out for it, and it'll be fun. So that's kind of just what happened, and then I stuck around, I guess. So
yeah, you said you have been involved in school productions. I've seen a couple of them. And your school puts on like some really good productions.
Oh.
I've seen some high schools that aren't so good, but that's not yours. Speak about your theater program.
Well, I'm the president of the theater company this year, which is very exciting. We do about 4 shows a year, depending, and we do a fall play, we do a musical, we do play-in-a-days, which is where you do a whole play in 24 hours. It's really fun. I love theater. I love performing on a stage. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm really excited for this coming season because we're doing The Little Mermaid.
Ooh,
fun. Hoping for that Ursula spot.
Nice. Doing the musical?
Yep.
Disney's? Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's going to be exciting. Terrifying, but exciting, And, I don't know, it's really fun. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world, so.
What are some of your favorite shows you've been in?
Oh, that's rough. Surprisingly, I think my favorite musical was Godspell, which I'm not a super Jesus-y person, but it's a really cool show to perform in. To see, I don't know if it would be as fun, but to actually experience, it was hardcore. It was some cool stuff. You're always on stage. You never leave the stage. All the characters are always there. And then there's, a crucifixion or whatever, so that's kind of intense. But that was really fun. I think that was my favorite. I did The Cat in the Hat recently. It's a children's show. It was like 20 minutes long. It was really short, but that was like my favorite show. I had a fish puppet. It was really fun. I got a bubble gun. That was really fun. So I think those are my favorites.
What roles have been your favorite? What characters do you really identify with or get into?
We did a show called Leading Ladies my sophomore year, and I was a supporting, like the best friend, I always play the best friend. I'm never the lead, I'm always the best friend, but character actors, and my name was Audrey, and she was kind of a dumb blonde stereotype, but with more personality, because she was going to college and she was trying to better herself. I loved Audrey. I don't know why. She's just so fun, and she wore roller skates, which made it way better. But that was really, really fun. That was a great show. If I could tour the world with one show, it would be Leading Ladies.
I think that was the first show I'd seen you in, and yeah, it was...
It was just, I don't know.
It was a blast.
It was my director's first year there, because we had an old director, and then we got him. And it was the first show he'd ever done with us, and he casted it perfectly. And it was perfect for us. I don't know how he did it, but he knew, and it worked out really well. I love that show.
So how did you get to be president of the high school's theater troupe?
Well, I mean, I guess they just didn't really have any other choice, because my class, the class of 2018, there's just not a whole lot of people involved for my class, and it's tradition that the president is a senior, and I'll be a senior this coming year, and they were like, well, it's you. It's gonna happen. So last year I was the vice president. The year before I was the publicist. I got involved fast so that I could work my way up, and I really like it, and they know I like it, so they voted for me.
What does the president do in your school?
We kind of organize everything and make sure there's less drama, which isn't it's not an official role of the president, but that's my goal, because
Less drama and drama?
Yeah, there's too much drama and not enough theatrics, so we gotta switch that up. But
I gotcha.
High schoolers, whatever.
It's a fine line there between the two.
Divas.
Did you do any performing prior to high school?
Well, actually, I was in a play in first grade. We did like a little readers theater thing. It was fun. So we switched off into our little reading groups, and I was in the yellow group, and it was great. And we did Little Red Riding Hood. I originally had the part of the mother, and I was so excited because she had like a whole 6 lines. I was like, whoa. But they switched me to the grandma because I had glasses and a grandma dress. So, whatever. Never get over that, but whatever. So, I had my lines memorized though.
Nice. Do you plan to keep performing after you graduate?
I do. I don't think I'm gonna pursue theater because I really want a job.
You like living in a house?
Yeah. But I want to still do stuff. I really want to go to OSU, and there's lots of opportunities on campus, either with the school or just like I really want to do Shakespeare in the Park stuff. We're gonna go see Pride and Prejudice soon. That's exciting. My friend from high school is in that. Like she goes to OSU and she does that. So like
nice.
There's plenty of stuff you can do without pursuing it professionally, and that's what I'd like to do.
So I know your sister Amanda had said she was a performer from a young age because your family is very performance driven. Yeah. So do you have any fun like childhood memories of performing or watching your sisters do things, or brother?
My brother. No, not really doing anything myself because I was absolutely terrified of doing that until high school. I do remember watching West Side Story. I love West Side Story. I still love it. I think it's my favorite musical, even though I hate Romeo and Juliet, which is funny, but it just like...
So is it the music more than the story?
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, I love it. One of my dream roles is Tony from West Side Story, which is a little difficult because, you know, I'm a girl or whatever, but...
I think it would have been difficult 20 years ago. I think you got a shot now.
Yeah. But I've always wanted to be Tony. Or Anita. I love Anita. But,
Anita's a fun character.
Yeah. So I love that, and that really got me... it made me fall in love with theater. Then my freshman year, I didn't want to do theater. I was like, maybe I'll do tech or something, but I was so scared to be on a stage. I'd get up for like a class presentation and I'd want to vomit. So I was like, nah, that's not for me. But my teacher, I had a biology teacher, Dr. Smith, and he was fantastic, and he made a big change in my life. And he told me that I'd love it. He's like, I know that you'll love it. You have to audition. I'm like, oh. So he made my best friend at the time like drag me down and write my name up on the paper, and I now I realize I could have just erased my name, but I was like, well, I have to show up now. I can't not. So I showed up. We were doing a show called Game of Tiaras, which is pretty terribly written. It's actually awful, but it's funny. It's goofy. It's like Game of Thrones, but with Disney princesses, whatever. So I auditioned. I read a scene as one of Snow White's dwarves. I was like, I'm not going to get a part.
Which dwarf?
They didn't have names. They were just dwarves. Okay. Like Dwarf 1 and Dwarf 2. It was one of those shows, you know?
Yeah.
It had like 35 characters and none of them had names, you know, whatever. But,
trying to avoid copy infringement.
Right. And instead of Elsa, they had Ellie. You know, like it was a mess, but it was fun. So I auditioned, and our director at the time, she was terrifying, but she was amazing. She asked us all to do a death scene because plot twist, spoiler alert, everyone dies in the play except one character, because it's Game of Thrones. So she asked us to perform a death scene, and everyone was stressing about that. And I didn't even think about it until I got there. So I was like, whatever, I'll just stab myself or something, whatever. And everyone's like faking a heart attack or just like falling over or, you know, stabbing themselves in the stomach, fun stuff like that. And I couldn't think of anything, so I sat down on the edge of the stage, and I was really, really nervous, and I was shaking like crazy, and I was really sweaty. It was disgusting. I was a freshman, you know. And I started swinging my legs and like pounding them on the edge of the stage because I was so nervous, and I didn't know what to do. But I realized that my legs sounded like a heartbeat, because it was like boom, 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 boom. And they started getting faster as I got more nervous because I couldn't think of anything. And then I was like, I can do this. I can pull something off with this. So then I pretended to like pull a gun out of a drawer, like a businessman death, you know. Mm-hmm. And I made my leg heartbeat go faster and faster and faster, and then I shot myself.
Oh man.
Which is very intense. But
oh, man.
I was like, I relate to this right now, so I'm just gonna do it. And I think that's why I got the part, because after that she was like, okay, you can leave. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got French Soldier number 3. My favorite role. So I practiced for that. I knew my lines. I had to learn a French accent, and I sucked at it. As you probably know if you listen to the radio show, I'm not very good at accents. But I tried, and I got to fight with a baguette. We did, like, actual, like, stage combat, which was really cool. We brought in real swords and everything. And then one of the leads quit, and I took over for the part of Belle, the Princess Belle. So that was really cool, and I had to learn my lines in 2 weeks. So that was terrifying, and I had to stage all new combat in 2 weeks, and I got my head chopped off. I was stabbed 5 times. So, you know, that's a good first experience.
Sure.
But that really, after that opening night, I remember thinking, like, I have to do this forever. Like, I can't not do this forever. It was the best thing ever, just performing. And I was like, oh my God, I did that, and I'm not dead. Which means I got to do it again. And the cast, after the cast dinner, I was like, I'm going to be president of this theater company my senior year. It's going to happen. I'm going to do it. And I did it, so I'm happy.
That's awesome. That's a good story. That is a good first audition story. I like that.
You know, shot myself.
Well, if people that are listening to this listen to Amanda's Picture Show A Go-Go or Culture Pop A Go-Go, I think they know you can be a little bit dark sometimes.
It's just a little dark. Just a smidge.
What about that darkness appeals to you?
I think it's just the only thing that comes into my head. I'm not very funny, but I can say things that are shocking enough that you might laugh.
Right.
That's how I get friends.
So what's it like doing podcasting now? Since you're a regular on Culture Pop, are you not?
Yeah, it's different because I'm so used to being very physical, but and I realize how annoying my voice is now listening to myself. I didn't know I sounded like this. I'm so sorry. But it's fun. It's more chill because I can just be me on a podcast. And scripted, doing like the radio show, was totally different for me. When I started doing this, it was like...
So that's not physical at all.
Right, and there's no costumes, and there's no... I got very, very costume-oriented after my first show because I wore the bell gown. Like, I wore that. Yeah. I had to... We had 15-minute intermission, and they had to pull that on me and safety pin it, like, to my body. And I had to wear bloomers, and it... and I had to curl my entire head of hair, which, by the way, my hair is, like, down my butt, so it's pretty long. They had to curl all of it in 15 minutes and do all of this.
Oh, jeez.
I got a radical burn on my arm from the curling wand. It was a mess. So I got really, like, into the whole physicality of it after that experience. So doing this was different, but it's still, you get that, like, become another person vibe. So that's fun.
So obviously, as you said, you joined the show because your sister's part of it. But what about the show appealed to you that made you want to do it?
It's not... I wanted to do something theater related outside of my school because I think it's good to get a different experience, and it's different, especially me being 14 and everyone else being not 14. That was different. You know, being with actual grown people was different. I did a show with... you can go to like thespian conference things, and it's really fun with your theater troupe. My troupe does that, and I went and did a Central Ohio play. So all these kids from Central Ohio went and we did a play together. It was really stupid, and I kind of hated the play, but it was fun to do something with other people that you've never performed with before. So I wanted to do something like that, and that's what I did. And now I'm, an old timer, but it's still like a different experience than being with your classmates and students.
What did you think when you first showed up? What was your first impression?
Nerds.
You thought we were all nerds?
Yeah, but I'm a nerd too, so I can't really say anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't take it as an insult. You can call us nerds. It definitely seemed like you were a little intimidated at first.
Oh yeah, I know. I was terrified.
Uh-huh.
I was a freshman. Okay, so being a freshman. All right, if you're listening to this, you're probably not a freshman right now. But if you remember being a freshman, it's terrifying in every single way, because you're at that point in your life where you don't know what you want, you don't know who you are. And I was finding out all these new things about myself, like how I like theater, and I was like, what? So I was like really confused, and I was terrified to be with seniors, let alone be with, adults. It was scary, but I'm all right now.
Well, our very first show, you played Sammy in The Scary Dad, who was a boy.
Fun.
I was told that you should play some type of adolescent boy because that's who you felt like you were.
Yeah.
Is that still true?
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes you just you relate to being a confused little kid, And I feel like little girls are often portrayed as annoying, but little boys are adventurous and fun. And that's not necessarily true, but that's how they're portrayed in the media. And I was digging that. I was comfortable with a little boy, and all my dream roles are male, which really sucks. I really, really want to be Tony, and I really want to be Draco Malfoy in a Harry Potter musical, which is played by a woman in the Harry Potter musical. But it was so fun, and I want to be that role so bad. So if you know anyone who's putting on a show, hit me up, yo.
Yeah. That's not the first time you've played a boy on our show.
No, I just I think it's...
or not the only time, I mean.
Yeah.
It was the first time.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's easier to chill when I'm playing someone that I'm not really that much like. I have trouble acting when I'm acting as someone who is like me. So I did a monologue from the Laramie Project. If you've never read or seen the Laramie Project, read it, find it, go see it. It's fantastic. It'll make you weep. It's great. Anyway, so there's a character, a real person, who she started the whole Angels in America thing. I don't remember her name, but she was wonderful, and I love her as a person. But we're a lot alike. And so I tried to do this monologue as her, and it was like one of the hardest things I've ever done. It was just a monologue. It wasn't even a whole play.
Yeah.
But I was nothing, or I was everything like her, so I couldn't act like her because I was just being myself, and that's not how I feel. So like it was weird. When I play a character, it's usually someone who I'm almost nothing like.
What's your favorite part you've played for us?
Oh, I like playing Gus.
Gus the dog?
Gus the
Another
dog.
male.
Yeah. I love Gus. Gus is
So
fun.
speak to how you came up with Gus's unique way of making noise.
Oh, that. Okay, so I'm kind of bad at doing things like like accents. I'm bad at accents, and I'm bad at making animal noises. I didn't know how to growl, so I was put as Gus, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make some dog sounds. But I was trying to think. I was like, is he a big dog? Is he like a medium dog or a small? I don't know. So I couldn't think of like a dog noise to make. I couldn't growl like a dog or bark like a dog well. So I just started saying the words out loud, and it was just going to be like a rehearsal thing until I could like look up a YouTube video of how to growl, which isn't a thing I want to look up, honestly, but and so I did it at rehearsal, and it was funny, and so I was like, okay,
you had everybody cracking up.
I'm just going to do this then. So I just kind of went with it. It was easier than figuring out how to growl like a dog. Yeah.
I'd say the part you've played the most right now is probably Jonas Packard, the original Jonas Packard.
OG Jonas. Jonas 1.
What did you think of that? How did you approach that role?
That was fun. I just like being a dick. It was a good time. I like that we have two Jonases, alternate or parallel universe Jonases. They're not really parallel universe, but I just like
they just switch stuff. What other roles have you've played?
Robbie.
Robbie.
Robbie's fun.
The commercial.
Robbie actually wasn't. She was a thing that I just kind of did around the house because I wanted to be funny, I guess. I crave, positive attention or whatever. So I do a Russian accent and I make, in Soviet Russia jokes, and it was just stupid. But then Amanda's like, there's going to be a character with that. You're going to do that. And I'm like, okay. So that was just fun. It just kind of appeared. That's how a lot of these characters do appear, is they just kind of, manifest themselves.
And we give you a sidekick on that one.
Yeah, because I can't speak like that the first commercial we did was bad because I can't do that accent for that long and not have like a break for my mouth, because like I do weird things in there that just my muscles weren't having it, and I was like, and I didn't sound Russian anymore. I sounded like French. It was just bad. So we got a sidekick there to help out with that, and he makes it funnier because I can tell him to shut up.
I was going to say, do you enjoy being mean to Yoey?
Oh, yeah, it's so fun. No, I love Yoey. He's great, but it's fun to be mean to him.
And then you have another commercial coming up on the podcast that you and Amanda pitched together.
Yes, the NPR. I love to make fun of NPR because I love NPR.
Mm-hmm.
But they breathe so much. They often make the most horrible sounds into the mic, so we're trying to make that happen,
Do you enjoy playing with your sister on stage?
Yeah, it's fun. We joke off each other. I know her or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I've known her my entire life or something.
So you're comfortable with her. Yeah.
It's chill.
Who in the cast would you like to work with that you haven't got a chance to work with yet? Much, anyway.
I love Chase and Dallas. When they play off each other, they're hilarious. They're so funny.
They are. And you were one of the first ones that got to insert yourself into that dynamic.
Yeah. They're just really fun. I like being on stage with... Who do I like being on? I don't know. I like all of you. You're all great. I think I'd like to act with Chris. Because he doesn't get to he's kind of the outsider there. He's on the edge there. He's narrating everything.
Yeah.
But I just think I'd have a good time. He's just such a nice guy. He comes to all my plays.
Aww.
It's so cute. He and his wife come and they're like, hey, it's adorable.
Aww. No, he is fantastic, and he's only played a role once so far, but we're gonna get him back into the show at some point.
Throw him in there.
Yeah.
He's a great narrator, though.
He is. You got to play this was recently a podcast, Lieutenant Red, a security officer on the ASS Thrifty.
I love dying.
Which was pretty much the epitome of the red shirt of Star Trek. Are you familiar with classic Star Trek and the role?
I am familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, I love dying.
Okay.
I'm great at it. I die in everything. Not here necessarily, but like I said, I'm comfortable with the whole death thing because of my first show. I was in a sword fight, and Cinderella and Elsa stabbed me 5 times altogether, and then they chained me in a dungeon and then beheaded me. So the guillotine part was really fun. There was a paper mache head. Anyway, my point is, I'm very comfortable with that. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to die on stage. I don't know. It's a fun time.
I think one of my favorite roles you've played was the monster in Daniel Kravitz's Chosen One. The girl that would turn into an ogre.
Oh, I remember. That was fun. I forgot about her. I'm terrible. Oh, yeah. That was a good time. It hurt my throat, but it was fun.
Have you been in the Top Notch Tangler? I think you've been in the rest of them, for sure.
I've been in Universe Journey. I've been in Porn Stars. I've been in Scary Death.
Daniel Kravitz.
I don't think I've been in
Top Notch. Who would be your dream character to play in Top Notch?
A villain. I want to play a villain. For once. I don't want to be the best friend. I want to be a villain.
What kind of villain do you think you'd be?
A bad one. But I guess they're all not bad as in evil, just bad at being a villain. But they're all pretty terrible.
An incompetent villain.
Yeah. An incontinent villain. That'd be fun.
That would be I'm not much for the potty jokes. I'll toss one in here and there. I don't know if I could write a whole segment on that.
I could write an entire segment on fart jokes.
Well, you should write that and pitch it.
And go for it.
And just send me the script. Will we take submissions?
If you listen to Culture Pop A Go-Go, Amanda's second podcast, as I like to call it, We make a lot of incontinence jokes. It's sickening, honestly. We're terrible. Don't listen to it. It's awful.
You should tell people to listen to it. It's on this network. We want to encourage people to go listen to the
Lots
other
of
podcasts.
incontinence. What a good time.
It's not just that. Tell the people if they haven't listened to it, what is Culture Papa Go-Go?
So, Amanda, my sister, and my other sister Faith, and my mom, we all get together and we talk about pop culture. So we talk about anything that we've listened to or watched or just in the past week or so. We do it once a week. And we talk about things that are currently happening, like award shows, and we talk about movies and music. We just kind of chat, and people seem to think that we're funny for some reason. I don't know why that is. we just pretty much pick on Amanda and then get mad at each other. So yeah, it's a good time. some family fun. We just talk about everything. I don't know.
Everything pop culture.
Yeah, everything.
TV,
pop culture.
movies, music, video games, whatever strikes your fancy.
Everything. So yeah, that's fun.
What else do you do in your free time?
Free time, huh? What's that? I do band. I'm in marching band.
What instrument?
I play French horn and mellophone in marching band. Mellophone is like a really large trumpet, kind of. If you don't know what that is, you probably don't because it's actually pretty gross as an instrument. It's like a French horn and a trumpet had some bastard child who was raised in the woods. Like it's just not a good sound. But horn is beautiful. We just can't play that marching. So I'm doing that now. We're doing lots of that, and I'm the section leader. Woo! And I'm the vice president of band. Woo! So I'm getting all involved in whatever. I do choir. I do theater. That's pretty much it. I just do all the performing arts at my school. And I do school. I'm trying desperately to do school well.
As you should. Because you're only a year away from college.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of important. Gotta get that GPA up. But
yeah.
Really,
yeah.
like I said, I really want to go to OSU. So I'm working on applying to things and applying for scholarships and financial aid and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
What a good time.
Would you try out for the Ohio State Marching Band if you were able to?
See, I used to dig that, but it's just so much time. They're so hardcore. I love band, I really do, but I'm not that good. Mm-hmm. I'm not that hardcore, and they're just really good. They run around campus. They practice 3 hours a day. They're hardcore as they'll ever be. I'm not that good. So,
but they're also jerks who won't let woodwinds in when every other band in the country allows them.
See, I'm down for that because I'm a brass and percussion person. Mm-hmm. I'm so down, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm. Well, those of us that play woodwinds aren't so happy about that.
I'm a brass junkie, but and percussionists are just the coolest people.
They are.
My boyfriend's a percussionist, so I'm biased, but they're cooler than everyone else, and you know.
They also have to practice more than everyone else.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It's not...
They're always there.
Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, God. I hate this question. I'm 16. I don't want to decide these things. I don't know what I want.
That's a fair answer. It really is.
Because, I love theater so much, but I do want a job, and I don't want to end up being disappointed that I can't make it big or whatever, because I just want to do it for fun. I don't necessarily want that to be my job forever. I love it, but you can still do that and not make money. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Yeah.
Cough, cough. And it's okay, and it's fun. Mm-hmm. And it'd be great if you could make money on it, but as of right now, I'm whatever. I'll have a hobby, Mm-hmm. And that's okay. So I'm good at math. I love math, so I've been kind of thinking about something with that, but I don't know what. But it's cool because I'm a girl and I like math and I'm good at it, so I can get money for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. I've always leaned toward teaching. I like the idea of teaching. So maybe
what
that.
What grade would you like to teach?
High school.
High school.
Upper grades.
Yeah. I
love seeing the look in people's eye when you show them how to do something. Mm. They really understand something. I love that. So I think I'd like teaching, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I might go in as undecided. We'll see.
Do you have any other interests or things I haven't asked about that you would like to talk about?
I really like kayaking. That's lame.
Why is that lame?
I don't know. It's just that's really fun. It's really cool. I went kayaking with my dad recently. We saw a deer like 10 feet away from us. It was sick, dude. Okay, my sister and I, we go ghost hunting with my dad. That's really fun. We have the gear and whatever. We're that family, you know. We don't always bring the gear though. It's really fun. Even if you don't believe in that stuff, it's cool because you get to see historical places. We go all around Ohio and we see some really cool places. Like, there's castles in Ohio, guys. What? It's sweet. So we just see some cool stuff doing that. And we go looking for Bigfoot too. My dad and I have gone on hikes like every...
Have you found Bigfoot yet?
No. But, you know, it's still fun to...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Grassman, Ohio Grassman. My dad and I have a theory that he's actually just a stoner that got lost in the woods. Really hairy and really smelly. That's why he's called Grassman, you know? So we just go around and we go hiking and we quote-unquote look for Bigfoot. But we just, you know, we have fun. It's really fun. So I like exploring Ohio. We're actually a pretty interesting state if you try.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree.
We have some cool stuff.
So we do a thing on here where the previous person gets to ask you a question, and then you get to ask the next person a question.
Ooh.
The previous interviewee was Amanda.
Oh, okay.
And she would like to know, why did you decide that your name was Addie?
Oh, this is a cute story. Okay. Well, I guess it's cute if you want to. If that's your spiel, then it's cute. So my real name is Virginia Adelaide, and I was called Virginia for the first year and a half of my life. I was Virginia, which is a cool name, and I don't dislike it now. But at 1.5, I didn't seem to like it very much because my grandpa. I had a great grandmother whose name was Etta Adelaide, and she went by Adelaide, not by Addie. You didn't call her Addie. So to spite her, my grandpa called me Addie. And thought it was funny, but when I was ever at my grandparents' house, I was Addie, and I apparently liked it because then I started just not answering to Virginia. I was not Virginia anymore. Addie. They'd call me it, and I wouldn't answer. It was just a no from me, and I was Addie. Addie. That's why I'm Addie. And I don't dislike my name. I think my name's very pretty, and I'm digging it. But I'm not an old Southern white lady, and I'm not a Virginia. I'm an Addie, you know? I
know you're a Harry Potter fan, so is it fair to say had Harry Potter been in your life at that stage, you'd be a Ginny right now?
Well, Amanda wanted to call me Ginny because she was...
right. You were just a little young at 1.5 for Harry Potter.
Right, of course. So I do love Harry Potter, and that would be pretty cool if I were Ginny, but I'm just, I'm too Addie now, It's like switching your whole name. It's just too much, and everyone knows me as this, and I know me as this, so to switch nicknames now would just be insane. Like, it's not even a nickname, like everyone, I am Addie. So...
yeah, it would mess with your entire identity, I would imagine.
Exactly. So, I could go by with Virginia Adelaide. I could have like 800 nicknames, but I chose Addie, so this is me now. It confuses a lot of people though when I explain that my name is Virginia because they don't see where that comes in. And it's funny because my brother, his first name is Benjamin, but he goes by his middle name too.
Yeah, he
Scott.
does, yeah.
So it confuses a lot of people. It's just maybe it's genetic. We're not comfortable with our identity, I guess.
Chose your own identity.
Yeah.
Next up is Dan Kondo.
Oh, fun. Oh.
So what would you like to ask Dan?
This is rough. Okay. Either has to be really funny or has to be really deep,
Absolutely.
There's no in between. Have you ever thought of growing your beard back and entering a beard styling contest? Because those contests where they make like a bird cage out of their beard or something. They're really cool. Would you do it? Because I'd really like to see that. I feel like he could be very creative with this. So
I think you should also ask him what he would make his beard into.
What would it do? I want it like a beard bathing suit or something. It'd be fun.
I feel like his would be a train.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I would like to have a beard. I think that'd be fun.
You'd like to have a beard?
I would like to have a beard.
Have you thought about getting a beard?
I don't know. I don't know if that's been an actual thought of mine, but
like just a fake beard you could wear around?
Just like a face warmer. I'd go for it. I feel like if I were a dude, I'd have a really sick beard because I have very long hair.
Yeah. That
is basically my identity.
You could wrap your hair into a beard.
That is a thing that I've done.
Yeah.
For character day at school one time. There was like it's like Spirit Week, and I couldn't think of anyone to be. So I just pulled my hair around and I made a beard and I wore a wizard hat and I said that I was young Dumbledore. It was the lamest thing I've ever done, and no one else dressed up, and I felt like an idiot, but it was great. Whatever. The next year there was character day and I didn't have a costume and I felt really lame, even though I knew no one was going to do it. So I wore a bunch of my mom's clothes and I said that I was Nymphadora Tonks because she could look like anything. So I went with that and people didn't know. This Halloween I'm going to be Richard Nixon from Futurama. By Scott and
so
his
you're
whole
just going to be
family.
a head in the jar?
Yes, I'll be Agnew, my body will be Agnew, and then I'll hold the jar.
Gotcha,
so.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
Are you working on your Agnew growl as well?
Maybe I'll just
you'll have
say
to
growl.
actually growl.
I'll have to actually growl this time.
Agnew growl.
Yeah, I don't know. When I tell my friends that I'm going to be Richard Nixon for Halloween, they don't really get it. They just don't understand me. God.
Then they need to watch some Futurama.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun.
Thank you very much for sitting down
Thank
and
you for
talking to
having
me.
me.
Yeah, absolutely. And for being with the cast for all these 2 years.
Oh, gee. Oh, that's a lot. Okay.
Apparently that brought it down. Well, have a good week.
Thanks. I don't know.
It's All Been Done Radio, hour number 85. Meet the cast, number 15. Addie Peelle, starred Addie Peelle and Jerome Wetzel. Please follow us on social media at IABD Presents. Again, rate and review us on iTunes. And remember to go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/IABD, for great bonus content if you support our show. And check out our website, itsallbeendonradiohour.com. Have a great week.
Hi, this is Addie. You guys know me. I don't think I need to introduce myself all that much, but I will be auditioning.
Like, I have these characters that I do to entertain my friends and family. There's one that is Vladimir Putin's illegitimate granddaughter. I have killed many bears in my country. I have killed 47 with my hands, and another 63 with a gun, but that doesn't really count, does it? And I have another one, which is like an old 50s man. The daggone homosexuals, they're laying eggs in the walls. You gotta get the exterminators in here. Women have rights nowadays, and I don't enjoy that. Women don't have proper brains. They shouldn't be allowed to vote and those sorts of things.